welcome to another episode of Living Room Wisdom, where your story is your glory. I am Patrina Wisdom, abundance activator, best-selling author, TEDx speaker, and the founder of Pure Abundance Retreat. And I am thrilled to interview not only one of my great friends, collaborators, team member. This is Rhonda L. Cox, the international event producer. So welcome.
Hey,
You've been dodging me for 2 years, and now we're here.
How am I in this hot seat? How?
Well, you look beautiful, stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm excited to dive in.
I'm scared to dive in.
Yeah, well, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
One of the main things that I have experienced with Rhonda is just your commitment to growth, right? And so even just in the 2 years that we've known each other, she was already phenomenal. She was amazing at what she does, right? All of that is a given, but just your growth personally, your commitment to stepping into leadership, stepping into visibility.
Yes, 2022.
Yes, stepping into visibility. Yeah. So what I want to do first, before we dive into kind of what you do and the magic that you be, is I want you to tell everyone who you are. Like, who is Rhonda L. Cox?
That is such
outside of being the international event producer.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I always identify myself as the mother of two amazing gifts. I have a 5-year-old who is my indigo baby, and then I have my beautiful, talented, gifted 19-year-old who is a freshman in college. So they give me, like, 19 years ago, I was able to join the Mommy Club, and that meant the world to me. So I always go with that first.
Yeah.
I am a woman who has been in pursuit of finding out who she is, so that when someone asks me the question, I can actually answer it without identifying it with what I do. But motherhood is not what I do, it's who I am. So I always lead with that. I'm a fun-loving Sagittarius. You know, you always got to have a Sagittarius
in your pocket.
We're the loyal ones. I love adventure. I love learning. God, it's so many layers to me as a person. And like I said, I'm just trying at the age of 42.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure that piece out. But I know that I'm just trying to navigate it. Yeah, the best I can.
Yeah, you're doing a very graceful job
of it. Thank you.
So from the outside looking in, it doesn't look like you're trying to do anything. You just be.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah. Right? I mean, that's the thing. A lot of folks are going through shifts and navigations that you don't even know about because they show up. They make a conscious decision every morning that despite what's going on with me internally, I'm still going to show up for the people who are relying on me or depending on me, you know, and so I try to be the best version of myself that I can be despite the circumstance.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what has been your greatest challenge in life?
The greatest challenge in my life has been turning off the skills that make me the international event producer and being in a space where I feel like I can just be me, you know, like I don't have to be the solutionist. I don't have to be the fixer. I don't have to be Wonder Woman. I can just be a woman. And I think I borrow the term from you, melting into my femininity, just being able to be a woman. And so I'm still don't feel that I'm in a space 100% where I can do that. Yeah. It's a
part
process.
Of that is that you are still 100% mom right now, right? You have a very young.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking now. I almost was getting no, but I think my youngest was a reminder that there was still growth.
Yeah.
To be done within myself. And so she had to be here in order for me to be in that space that I could learn.
That makes
more.
sense. Totally different motherhood journey as well, because the gap is so large.
It's 2 only children, like literally. But I love it because they each get their own time with me. So there was a couple of years that my oldest and my youngest were together underneath one roof. But now, you know, my oldest is down in Atlanta, killing it at Clark Atlanta. Shout out to my little Dean's List. Girl, you know, that's Bay, Black and educated. Yes. And so now it's just me and a 5-year-old in the house. Yes. So it's like, oh, what we getting ready to do? Mm-hmm. You know, so, but I love it. I love being able to give her that same one-on-one attention that I did with my oldest. My oldest was into dance. So literally from the age of 5 to 19, I was her manager. I was her momager. Dance life, dance mom, that was me. Now I get to shift it. And now apparently I'm going to be a gymnast mom now, right? Because my little one, she's obsessed with that. So I think that's, yeah, even though it's a age gap, I think it was on purpose.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are no accidents.
Right.
And both of them had very different mothers, very different versions of Rhonda L. Cox. So talk to me about that, you know, the young mother versus the woman you are now.
So Ari got the freshly graduated from the University of Richmond, brand new to Baltimore City, director of the 92Q Girls, like still just trying to, you know, get to know who I am post-graduation. And so motherhood was nothing that comes with a manual unless you pick up Motherhood's Not for Punk on Amazon, you know, just a little plug. But there's no manual. So I'm learning as I'm going. I was fortunate to have Nay, who has gone on. She's now one of our ancestors, but she co-parented with me, honestly. Oh, wow. So she, you know, was always in my ear, like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I was like, Nay, are you sure? She's like, I got this, you know, and I'm like, okay. So I would say I had a little hands off really with Ariana. Okay. And let kind of Nay navigate that for me. Obviously, I still was a mother.
Is she elder?
Yes.
Okay.
And so when she passed, it was like Nile, my youngest, was about 2 years old. So I remember, and this was such a selfish comment, but I remember after Nay passed away, I was having like a nervous breakdown. Like literally it was in the pandemic. I was in the house with a 2-year-old. She had COVID. I had COVID. We were quarantined off. This was like in the very beginning. So like the unknowns. And I remember just yelling and saying, I was not supposed to be left this long with her by myself. You know, like I just had like this whole breakdown because I was like, wait. Motherhood wasn't as easy as I thought it was because I had Nay. So then I had to navigate that. So Nile got the version of a mother who was very hands-on with everything. But she also gets the version of her mother on a spiritual journey. Right. So 2 years ago, when you came into my life and you and Essential Ann came into your life, I was still searching. And I was able to connect with you ladies and open my mindset to a different type of being. You know, it wasn't a being that I was raised on. You know, I was a Southern Christian Baptist in church, revival every night, Sunday, all day, you know, type of thing. But I kind of strayed away from the church because it felt a little too churchy. I was looking for something more spiritual. And I kind of felt like I wanted that connection with God that was personal, that was more intimate. And I didn't feel like I was getting that in the church. So when I started being with you ladies and listening, and then when we went to Belize, and I'm like observing all of this, and especially this year, it started seeping into my soul. And I was just like, I want to learn more about this life because I felt so at ease. You know, like I was just like, I'm learning to breathe properly. I'm journaling. I probably pray more than anything because I was looking for those little, oh, it's 1:11. Let me give thanks. You know, oh, it's 2:22. Let me give thanks, you know, and let me speak things into existence rather than just pray and hope and wait. And I felt like I was always coming to God asking him for something, you know, so I just wanted, it was a shift. And I got to take my whole family, honestly, on the ride with me. But my 2-year-old, my 5-year-old now, she's really into it. She meditates. She does yoga. She does oils, you know, and things like that. So she gets this version of her mother. Yeah. So
That is, that was why I wrote Motherhood's Not for Punks, is to show moms that there is another way, right? It's it's taking women, specifically moms, from being selfless nurturers to being self-full nurturers.
Yeah.
And as you see, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. She gets a version of a mother who actually takes self-care seriously. Like, I schedule it. Like, nope, I'm going to the spa. Nope, I'm going to get my hair done. Nope, I'm going to get because I was so used to doing for everyone else around me. My cup was empty, but yet I was still pouring.
Yeah.
So now I'm like very intentional about my time. And I think she gets the better end of that deal. You know, so.
And you're modeling that way of life with her, that you can take care of yourself and have a business and have an incredible group of sisters.
Yes, my sister circle. Yes, sisterhood is everything. So yeah, that's really what I wanted my oldest to see too, about healthy relationships, specifically amongst Black women, because we have been so programmed, especially in this age of social media, to be pitted against each other. Who's lighter, who's darker, whose hair is prettier, who's got the latest fashion. Oh, you got this man, and things like that. And I just wanted to show her a genuine, authentic example of what healthy, loving sisterhood is about. So.
And you do it. You guys are so the most. Like, I love watching your journey.
Parties and things like that, because it's healthy. And again, it's self-care.
Yeah, 100%. It's soul care.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It is soul care. All right. Well, now we talked a little bit about you and your motherhood journey. I want to pivot to your business, your magic in the world, right? That so many of us are.
That's my love language.
Yeah.
It fills me up. Yeah. So, like,
how did you get into that?
I was always organizing events. So whether it was a birthday party or the job that I was at wanted to have some type of resource fair or something, I was just always like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's get these people together. I know this person. I know this person. Hey, let me call this person. So I had connections. So in 2014, I decided that I wanted to launch RSVP Event Management. And it was more than just being an event planner. I had a targeted audience. I wanted to do the upper echelon of the clientele. I didn't want to just do birthday parties. I wanted to do events, extravaganzas. So that spiraled into me doing concerts. I did one of the first concerts in Baltimore for King Los. So Los is with Diddy. So he's from Baltimore, but he's under Diddy. So that was a big thing. I got to work with the Hip Hop Caucus, which was really big on Rock the Vote. So working with Reverend Yearwood and Yusef Malik and all of these individuals and just getting out there. And then my best friend, April J., she owns a multimedia company, WPB Media Network. You may have heard of her. You may know her, Patrina.
Yeah.
But she brought me in and developed my skills as a director and a producer and a podcast co-host. I had my own show with my co-host David. It was called ... Walk into a Bar. And it was so fun. Like, we would just have people, we would meet at a bar. We would have like 4 or 5 different guests from all different walks of life. And we would sit them down. We would have an atheist, a pastor, a stripper, a former pimp, a teacher, whatever. And we would just throw world topics at them and just let them talk. And it was so fun. But so that's where I developed my whole being a director and being a producer and traveling internationally and filming folks' podcasts and things like that. So I got that underneath my belt. And then in 2021, I connected with a branding company that had clientele here on the West Coast, and that included you. Right. It included Essential Ann. And I got to work with you ladies in the capacity that I liked, which was the event. So when you were doing your podcast or when you were doing your spiritual retreats, I got to come in and assist with that. And then, of course, you know how that ended. But
I asked you to marry me and be my Sagittarius wife.
And we've been together.
I already have my Sagittarius husband. So,
and here we are.
Yeah.
So then that just kind of opened up this whole new world. Like, I got to stand on my own. I wasn't with anybody else. It was me. And it's been an amazing journey internationally, West Coast. And now I'm back on the East Coast because I had stopped doing events on the East Coast. And now I got events lined up and I'm planning weddings in Tulum, Mexico, and
50th birthday
I was
parties
going to
in
say
Belize.
a special auspicious occasion in Belize. This goddess right here is turning 50, fabulously 50. But yeah, so, and I love it. I love being able to, it checks off all my boxes. I think I was sharing with you, I took a saboteur assessment. And it was like, what categories do, or how do I self-sabotage in a sense? And it was high on, I just lost my train of thought. It was high on like perfectionist. It was high on people pleasing. It was high on restlessness. Like, like these are things, and I identify as that, but not a negative thing, because I think it's what makes me a sought after, and I think a great producer for my clients, because I absorb all of that with my spreadsheets and my Google Docs and all of that. So literally my client just gets to show up and be the host, or be
You're very detailed.
Yeah.
And you have such great, like I guess in the medical industry it would be bedside manner, but you. Like just your customer experience, right? Whether it's us, the client, or the people that we're putting in front of you and that you're interacting with.
I love that. Building the rapport. I'm a psych major. So I already knew going in, like, you have to learn the individual, because in essence, they're giving you their child, their idea, their vision.
Well, you're an extension of our brand, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And everyone who experiences Rhonda is like, oh, I love Rhonda. She's so amazing. I'm like, I know. And I used to be like, but you can't have her. But now I have to share her with the world.
Oh my goodness. It seems to be that my client on the East Coast, she's the same way. She's like, okay, so when are you coming back? Like, I don't know how I feel about that. But no, I enjoy it. And it grows me. I feel like each and every time I show up for someone, it grows me. So I love it.
Oh, well, I've seen it grow you in the last couple of years. Well, just the fact that you're sitting in this chair right now, stepping into a new iteration of visibility. Yeah. So let's talk about visibility. How is this shift for you? Because it's very new.
It is. This year, literally, the first was my client, Donzella. She has a unisex fedora collection that came out, and she asked me to help produce her launch event. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that, girl. That's what we do. That's what she's in my sister circle. So of course, when your sister asks you to do something, you're like, yeah, I'll do it. But then, like a little while later, she was like, okay, so I'm doing a photo shoot. I'm like, okay, cool. We gonna get everybody together. She was like, no.
You didn't know this was an ongoing gig.
My sister circle is like, oh, we're the models. So it was like, oh, okay. So that was the first time. The photos with the amazing Roy Cox. Oh my goodness. He is an amazing photographer. It was a great experience. I loved every bit of it. But then my other client, she was like, you know what? She kind of put me in a leadership role with her company. It's a nonprofit reentry program, No Struggle, No Success. And she was doing business shots. And she was like, you know what, let's do some with you too. And I'm like, no, I'm good. She was like, no, let's do it. So here I am yet again doing. And then we have a podcast show that we do. And she's like, I want to interview you. No, like, what is happening here? Like, and then next thing I know, I get another Shop Pod TV. They featured me as one, because March was Women's History Month, and they were like, "Hey, we want your story, want an exclusive interview with you." And I'm like, "Me? What?" So yeah, visibility, and then it turns around. They want me to be like a guest, a celebrity supporter for their. It's called Sneaker Kicks Cella, which is a Mother's Day charity event that's happening in May. So now I'm on flyers, and I'm all over the place.
And you've started speaking.
And I started speaking. I go into the prisons. I work with women there on healing. So that's another lane, because 2 years ago when I started the spiritual journey, I thought it was about me and giving me what I need. But now here I am. I made the declaration when we were in Belize that I wanted to become certified sound healer, and in my classes, and I got my sound bowls, and then I'm teaching the ladies within the prison what that's like, had that tool in your tool belt, so that you can come home. Don't let anybody trigger you back here, and then it's risking your freedom. So yeah, like, it's just expanding with each. But I think the minute that I said okay, that's when the universe said okay. You know, like I stopped having to be like, no, well, wait a minute, the timing. I had to surrender. And when I did that, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, there's a theme of like you're being called from the background, and while you can still handle those things, but you're now being lifted into like this role as the archetype or the model of what this could look like. You know,
doing
just like,
entrepreneurship seminars and talking to individuals about things. And it's just like, wow, you just really never know where your gifts will take you, what rooms it'll take you in. I love that quote that says, my name is in rooms that my feet haven't even touched yet. Right. And I honestly feel that, you know, every time the phone rings, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, yes, because I see what the universe is doing. So I'm just buckle up.
It's creating itself.
And let's go.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so then if we think 5 years down the road, right? Rhonda L. Cox, international event producer, scaling, increasing impact. What does that look like?
I have to move from team of one. Actually, a prophet shared that with me just yesterday. I need to have someone that can handle me, manage me a little bit. So I definitely see myself having, you know, a couple of folks underneath. The beauty part about what I do as an event producer is that I don't have to have a lot of employees. Right. I have team members. So I vet vendors, photographers, videographers, makeup artists, you know, whatever you need. And I can be the liaison between you and them. But I also need somebody who can make those calls for me, because right now, when you call 443-516-RSVP, yeah, I'm going to answer. You know, it's me. And just being able to have that space. So I definitely see that. I definitely see myself being the go-to person. Like literally, anybody famous. I'm not even gonna like even cap myself. Oh yeah, I want to do this event. Let's call Rhonda L. Cox. Like that girl killed that event that we were at. You know, that's what I foresee. That is what I speak. That is what I wholeheartedly believe is my assignment later on down the road. That I'm going to be that person that, you know, you want to have do your event. Like it's not an event until you RSVP. That's one of my taglines.
That's so cute. I love it.
So why not call me? Yeah. So that's what I see. And then I see my oldest. So she's in school pursuing a business administration degree. I see her putting her hands on this as well. And that's my thing. Like legacy is not necessarily you have to walk in my shoes, but put your hand on it. You know, because I want this to be kind of like the platform for you to do what you need to do. By then, my youngest will be 10. Okay, so what do you want to do? Yeah, like what do you want to do? Because I want to support you. I fully believe that your children should go further than you. So I just want to make sure that I put them in position so that they can do whatever it is that they want to do.
And you know what this means. Oh, Lord. As you step into your queendom, tell me about your king.
Oh, my king is in production. He's still in the factory. Listen, you know, this has been quite a journey. I will say that my love life is in modification right now. There's some things that I'm still filtering out for myself. Like, you know, when you are in your 20s, your man looks like this. When you're in your 30s, your man looks like this. Well, now I'm in my 40s and I'm like, yo, kill the bullshit. You know, like you can't come to me half-assed at this point, because I've seen some things. I've lived some things. I've been a single mother of 2 children. I've sacrificed. I've worked multiple jobs. I've never been a kept woman. Everything I have, from the Chanel in my ears to my feet, was of my own doing. So I'm not looking for a man to keep me, you know, like in the latest and, you know, whatever. But I'm looking for a provider, and not financially, like spiritually, you know, physically, you know, and all of these things. I'm looking for a best friend, a supporter. I'm looking for a man who has his own irons in the fire so that when I'm turning mine, he doesn't feel slighted because he also has his own things going on, but we can bring it together.
Yeah.
Like, so I've gone through some candidates, and with each candidate, I'm like, nope, let me go back. We talked about this. Yes. Let me go back to my little list because I had to be a little bit more specific about, these type of things. And so I think that I know I'm in a space now where I'm okay with chilling until it comes. So it's kind of like when I played softball. And it's like, I'm going to wait for that perfect pitch. Yeah. I don't have to swing at just anything. Yeah, because a lot of them are dirt balls. A lot of them are foul ball, and things like that. A lot of them are going to be ground, not air. Like it's going to go up, but it's going to come right back down. I want something that's going to go the distance across the whole, the wall.
Yeah, and you deserve that. And you're still in process. You're evolving, you're shifting, you're transforming right now. So... yeah, y'all are maybe on parallel paths.
Yeah, and that's the exciting part about it. And that's what I said all the time. I've been hurt by love a lot. Oh, my goodness. But I never gave up on it because I know my worth. And I know that I wasn't designed to walk this earth by myself. But I'm okay with it.
You're a natural nurturer too, so that it wouldn't even make sense.
I know. So, but the crazy thing is, when I was in college, if you would have told me that I would be 42 and not married, I'd been like, "What you talking about?" No, my husband and I would have been together. Maybe we had 3 kids, and all of that kind of stuff. But life be life, and
lives.
So I'm at peace with it. When it comes, it'll come. You'll be the first to know.
Oh, yes.
I love me. Guess what? I'm here. I'm taking a break.
And so it is.
Well, here's the divorce papers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all that. Well, I just am excited to be a part and play whatever part I can in helping you manifest all of this.
Yeah, and you got Brandy working with me to
tap
into my stuff.
The collective.
I heard her.
Yes.
Her podcast episode. It's going to be great.
It is. So it is great because it's already done.
That's true.
It's just you're catching up physically, right, to what's already been created. So I'm so glad we got to do this. I didn't go in too hard, did I?
No. I'm very proud of you. Listen, I'm usually a calm, cool, collected chick, but I was like, wait a minute. This is my business out here. Like the people going to see this.
Yes, exactly. Well, they're going to see all of this. And so I really appreciate you for being here. Yes! Yeah, put that on out there.
My sheet. You on the list, babe. You on the list.
High on the list. We'll get it there. I want to thank you for joining in to another incredible episode of Living Room Wisdom, where your story is your glory. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and then tune in same time, same place next week, right here. See you then.